See, most of the people think success is hard because they're not smart enough, not talented enough, not lucky enough. And they believe success is something only a few people are born with. But here's the truth, no one tells you. Success is hard until you stop depending on motivation and start building systems. Because motivation fades, and willpower runs out, and discipline breaks when life gets heavy. But systems don't care how you feel. They work on good days and bad days, especially on bad days. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're trying really hard, but somehow staying in the same place? You set goals, and you promise yourself, and you start strong. And then life happens. You get tired, distracted, and overwhelmed. And slowly, without realizing it, you fall back into the same routines. So that's not failure. That's what happens when you live without systems. Because successful people don't rise because of they're special. They rise because their lives are structured in a way that makes progress unavoidable. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 powerful systems that quietly make success easier. So, by the end of this video, you'll understand why success feels so hard right now and how to redesign your life so effort finally turns into results. Because once the right systems are in place, success stops feeling like a fight and starts feeling like a process. So without further delay, let's get into the video. Why systems matter more than goals. See, most of the people chase goals. I want to be successful, and I want to make more money, and I want to feel confident, and I want to change my life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But goals are just the finish line, and they don't show you the road. And that's where most people get stuck, because you don't live your life at the level of your goals. You live your life at the level of your systems. So, if your daily life is messy, rushed, and unplanned, then your results will be the same, no matter how badly you want success. But when your system is built for growth, then progress starts happening without force. So, think about fitness. A goal says, I want to be fit, and system says, I wake up, I move my body, I eat with intention, and I repeat. So, one is a wish, and another is a way of living. Because goals give you direction, but systems give you momentum. And momentum is what makes change feel easier over the time. So if success feels exhausting right now, it's not because you're lazy or weak. It's because your life isn't supported by systems yet. And that's exactly what we're about to fix it. System number 1, the energy system. So, before success, before money, and before productivity, there is energy. Because without energy, everything in life feels harder than it should. Because even simple tasks feel heavy, and good plans feel impossible. And motivation disappears without warning, and you can have the best goals in the world. But if you're constantly tired, unfocused, and drained, then nothing actually moves forward. And most people don't fail because they lack discipline. They fail because they're trying to build success on an exhausted body and a foggy mind. They push harder and force longer hours and ignore the warning signs. And then they wonder why they burn out. Because here's the truth, most people never learn. Your energy is the fuel of your entire life. That's why successful people don't just manage time. They manage energy. Because time without energy is useless. And the system is simpler than you think. It starts with 3 non-negotiables: sleep, movement, nutrition. Because when your body is regulated, then your mind naturally follows. When your energy is stable, your focus becomes sharper, and your emotions become calmer, and your decisions become clearer. And suddenly, discipline doesn't feel painful or forced anymore. It feels natural and sustainable. So build your energy system like this. Go to sleep at the same time, and wake up with intention, and move your body every day. And finally, eat in a way that supports focus, not crashes. Because success doesn't start in your calendar, and it doesn't start in your to-do list. It starts in your body. And when your energy system is strong, then everything else in life becomes easier to build. System number 2, the focus system. Now here's where most people struggle. They want success, but they live in constant distraction, like notifications, social media, messages, and endless noise. Their attention is being pulled in 100 directions, and then they wonder why nothing moves forward. So here's the truth. What you pay attention to, you become. So if your focus is scattered, then your results will be scattered too. And successful people don't always work longer hours. They work protected hours, and they don't rely on motivation. They build a focus system, and the system is simple. Instead of trying to do everything at once, They choose one or two meaningful priorities for the day, and they eliminate distractions before they begin. And they decide when work starts and when it ends. Because focus isn't about trying harder, it's about removing what doesn't matter. So ask yourself, what steals my attention every day? And what adds noise but no real value? And what keeps me busy but not progressing? And then design your environment around those answers. So put your phone away for unnecessary notifications. Then create a space that tells your brain, this is where we work. Because when focus becomes a system, progress stops feeling overwhelming. You stop reacting to life and you start creating it. System number 3, the identity system. This is the most powerful system of all because everything you do, every habit, every decision, every action flows from how you see yourself. But most people try to change their behavior without changing their identity, and that never lasts. And they say things like, I want to be disciplined, and I want to be confident, and I want to be successful. But deep down, they still see themselves as someone who procrastinates, gives up easily, and always struggles. So without realizing it, their actions keep matching that old identity. And here's the shift successful people make. They stop asking, what should I do? And they start asking, who am I becoming? Because once your identity changes, then your behavior follows naturally. So you build an identity system like this. First, you clearly define the person you want to be, not vaguely, not someday, and not hopefully, just clearly. Like, I am someone who shows up every day, and I am someone who finishes what I start, and I am someone who improves, even if it's just a little. Then you prove it with small and repeatable actions, because every action you take is a vote for the person you're becoming. And over the time, those small votes rewrite your self-image. And once your identity aligns with success, then consistency stops feeling forced. It feels like who you are. System number 4, the execution system. See, ideas don't change lives. Execution does. And most people don't fail because they lack ideas. They fail because they never follow through. They overthink and they wait for the perfect moment. And they delay just a little longer. And slowly, momentum dies. But successful people don't rely on bursts of motivation. They build an execution system. Because motivation fades, structure stays. And the structure is simpler than you think. They break big goals into small manageable actions. And they schedule action, not just intention. And they focus on progress, not perfection. Instead of asking, can I do this? They ask, what's the next small step? Because action creates clarity, and clarity creates confidence. So if success keeps feeling heavy, then it's not because you're incapable. It's because starting always feels too hard. So make tasks smaller and reduce the friction and lower the barrier to action. Because once you start, even imperfectly, then momentum takes over. System number 5, the environment system. Here's something most of the people completely ignore. Your environment shapes your behavior more than willpower ever will. If your environment is distracting, then you will be distracted. And if your environment encourages bad habits, then you'll fall into them without even realizing it. But successful people don't fight their environment. They design it. They place reminders of their goals where they can see them. And they remove temptations before they become problems. And they surround themselves with inputs that push them forward, not pull them back. Because your environment is always whispering to you. It tells you what's normal, what's acceptable, and what kind of life you're supposed to live. So change the message, clean your space, and organize your tools. And be intentional about what you watch, read, and listen to. Because when your environment supports your goals, then discipline stops being a struggle, and success starts feeling easier and almost automatic. Why success feels hard without systems. Now let's connect everything. Without systems, you rely on motivation, and you fight distraction every day, and you repeat the same mistakes, and your life starts feeling like a constant struggle. But with systems, your energy becomes stable, and your focus stays protected, and your identity aligns with your goals, and action becomes automatic, and your environment supports for growth. And suddenly, success stops feeling heavy, not because life becomes easy, but because you stop wasting energy fighting yourself. And that's the real breakthrough. How to start without overwhelm. Here's the key most people miss. You don't build all the systems at once. That's how people burn out, and that's how people quit. You start with one, just one. Maybe it's fixing your sleep, or maybe it's protecting your focus, or maybe it's redefining how you see yourself. Because systems don't work overnight. They work over the time. So don't rush. Build slowly and intentionally. Because success isn't hard forever. It's only hard until your systems do the work for you. So if this video helped you see success differently, or made you realize what's been missing, then please hit the like button and subscribe for more clarity-driven content, and start building the systems your future self will thank you for.